Now, this is a bit of a mad statistic. We'll spend the equivalent of 8.5 months of our lives in supermarkets. Apparently, our biggest supermarket shopping bugbears include slow walkers. Oh my gosh, get out of the way in the fruit and veg aisle. Forgetting an item that you had specifically gone shopping for. I do that all the time. And trying to pack your bags under pressure. There's nothing like it, is there? Well, with me now is Brian Dowling, former Big Brother contestant and former host of the show, who regularly, it has to be said, Brian, got into trouble on the shopping tasks on the show. We remember.
Listen, I think I got in trouble on every show I've been on, especially reality TV shows. And you just said that, packing. I used to pack bags for a living a few years ago, like in the late 90s. And that is very, very stressful. Oh yes, doing the shopping list and the shopping task on Big Brother back in the summer of 2021. There was always drama. In 2001, someone always wanted something. Someone always wanted something else. Tempers would flare. Arguments would happen. I kind of learned quite quickly as a shy 22-year-old Irish boy to just stay in the background. And remember, you had to fit everything on that board. You had to fit, and it all had to add up correctly. And if you overspent, Big Brother were in control of what items they would take off the shopping list, and they would take off the stuff you really, really wanted. People wanted tobacco. Some wanted alcohol. We just wanted chocolate and treats.
I remember that 2001. Oh my goodness. It doesn't actually feel that long ago though. Like I can still very vividly remember you all scrapping over that chalkboard.
21 years ago this summer, to think I won the show 21 years ago is a lifetime. It feels like maybe 10 years ago. It doesn't feel like 21. I don't feel any older. I turned 23 on the show. I look a lot older. I don't feel any older than 23.
Do you feel though, like was with the shopping task, because when we were watching this, the shopping task did seem the most stressful, was it?
Yes, so stressful because again, you're adding everything up yourself. We didn't have any calculators. So you're calculating the amount you have to spend. And if you go slightly over that, they remove an item. So they were kind of in control. And also, that's why we would do one task a week. And that's why the tasks were so important. Because if you won a task, you would get a luxury shopping list. But the pressure with a luxury shopping list it was the same board you were given every week. So the more money you had, the smaller your writing had to be because you had to fit everything on it. So each week people will put themselves forward for it. And I was so blessed that I got into the final with, Elizabeth and Dean, and they enjoyed doing those tasks. So it was easier for me to say, can I get chocolate? Brian, can you add this up? I was like, what's 2 and 2? So luckily, I was with housemates who wanted to step forward and do all of that. I would much rather clean in the later weeks. I did no cleaning, but I'd rather put myself up for cleaning saucepans than doing the shopping list because it was full on. And that's why partnering, with Bother has been such an amazing partnership. And I think their statistics, you mentioned 8.5 months of our life in shops. The average person in a lifetime, Rima, will spend over £500,000 on groceries. That is a whopping amount of money.
That is a lot of money. But do you find that, the stress from the Big Brother house doing shopping under such restrained circumstances, has that made you a better shopper out in the world in like normal supermarkets? Or is it still quite stressful for you?
Well, actually, it prepared me for lockdown. Who would have thought living in a house in 2001 would prepare me for a global pandemic in 2020 and 2021? When I was younger, I enjoyed shopping a whole lot more because I was just shopping for myself. Now I'm married and I'm slightly older and I can't eat all the junk I used to eat. Now I'm way more prepared. I have a list. I'm way more organized.
Oh, okay. You do lists.
Let's remember, supermarket shopping is a chore. And that's the good thing about Bother. It looks after all the boring basics. So it gives people more time to free up their time and also shop locally and support local businesses, which I think was really important during the pandemic. So if Bother is looking after your toilet roll and your washing powder, you can then shop locally for your fresh fruit and vegetables or a local family butcher's. I think that's very important as well.
So you know what, Brian? I've got to say, I feel like doing the big shop once a week is really fun. I really
You.
enjoy it. I think I'm really weird in this way. I love a big shop. I don't make a list. I love
Oh, you're
walking around.
wild. See, I thought we were getting on here and now
Yeah.
there's no list. I don't know what to think.
No, there's no list because honestly, Brian, I feel like the big shop is an art, not a science. I think you've got to just go with the flow. See how you feel.
See, I
See
used
what's
to go
going
with the
on.
flow, and then during the pandemic, going to the shop was almost like going out with your friends on a Saturday
Oh my
night.
gosh.
So I
Yes,
get
yeah.
really, really dressed up. You stand in the queue and you'd get overexcited, even though I
Going
have my
out.
list. I do go off list as well. I do go off the list as well, and I buy lots more than I actually need. I think we're all guilty of that.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel about online shopping then?
Well, I mean, there is some bugbears regarding online shopping. I do online shopping for lots of stuff, but I think a lot of people in the UK with these research that Bother have done is number one bugbear here in the top 10 was having substitute items delivered that you've not asked for. So say, for example, you've asked for a banana that deliver you an avocado. Don't do that. I want a banana.
Yeah, yeah. It's always
Delivery
the
slots.
weirdest substitution as well. It's always like, has anyone who works at that supermarket ever been shopping? Why would I want this instead of this thing?
I
Doesn't
always
make any
think
sense to me.
we need to know who done the shopping list. We need to know who this person is and why they gave me something that I didn't order. But also delivery times is I think has always been a bugbear. Recession, pandemic or no pandemic. I think that delivery times and delivery guys has always been quite stressful. You're 5 minutes late and the note's under the door and you're like, no, how did I miss this?
Well, that's it. I don't really do online shopping with my groceries because, like I said, I am a weird person that likes walking around
Enjoy the
supermarkets.
thrill.
It's a real thrill for me. It is. This is how rock and roll my life is, Brian.
You are hardcore.
But I am. I go all in. Go hard or go home, I always say. But slow walkers in a supermarket, people who hog aisles, what are you doing? Get out of the way.
People that are breathing in my ear and giving me goose pimples. I don't know you. You've not bought me dinner. No, get away. We're all respectful of people that are older than us. Of course, we can respect all that. It's those annoying ones that are on the phone. Oh, hi, Linda, on the phone. How are you? How was your date last night? No one needs to know about Linda's date. Pick up your crackers and let me in. Stay.
Trolley abandoners, Brian. People who abandon trolleys and walk off to another aisle. No, what are you doing? There are rules here.
And also people that use the basket and don't put it back in the assigned place. Put your basket back where you got it, for the love of God.
Were you raised in a barn? I'm goodness me.
Said it. Now we agree again.
Speaking of being raised in a barn, how do we stand on people opening up packets of things and eating them, Brian? Because the other day, I, no word of a lie, saw a man open up a pack of jammy donuts, the messiest food in the world, eating that as he did his shopping. Horrible.
Sticky fingers, sugar and jam.
Yeah.
But my question would be, did he then carry them to the till and pay for them?
Yeah, he did. He paid I'm sure he paid for them. I didn't see him at the tills, but he opened it up. It was part of his trolley shopping. He had loads of other stuff in there. He was clearly shopping for a family. But going round eating a donut, like a donut, just in bare hand.
He's taken what you like to do to another level. You said you like the thrill, you go in. He's doing it at a different level, right? Enjoying his lunch while he shops, his dessert, actually.
Should I be respecting this man? Or are you saying, Brian, that this is going to be me in 5 years' time, just strolling around a supermarket with sugar all over my face?
I'm saying this is you in 5 weeks' time. You're being
Never.
kind.
Could never be me. I have my limits,
I actually
Brian.
don't like donuts. If you had a packet of crisps, I go, okay, that could be me. But I don't like donuts. They're just too sweet.
We're just listen, Brian, I love a packet of crisps more than the next. But even crisps, your bare hand is touching the crisp and then is touching stuff on the shelf. We're in a pandemic.
I agree. Hasn't the pandemic made us more aware of hygiene, personal space, and all stuff like that? And, hopefully this year sees more normality. I am going to be way more respectful of doing stuff like that and sanitizing the hands more and also keeping our distance from people. The pandemic informed us we were getting way too close to strangers. We really were.
Absolutely. Space Invaders, not good at all. Brian, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. I could chat to you all afternoon about the big shop. I'm mad about it. I love it so much. Brian Dowling.
Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
You too. Brian Dowling there, former Big Brother contestant, former host of the show as well. He regularly got into trouble on the shopping tasks on the show. Do you get into trouble when you go do the shopping whenever you're in charge of that? Let me know. 81333. What are your biggest bugbears with the big shop? I'm at BBC Leeds on Twitter as well.